Alright, Shalom, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the elder apostles, the elder bishops, the elders of Great Millstone, who rule very well, very beautifully. Double salutations unto the Akim, out here pushing this gospel in truth and in sincerity to the best of their ability, given to them by Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Peace, blessings, and salutations be unto the elect scattered abroad. May the election of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Lord willing, fall upon your houses. This is Brother Corner Watt from the Arizona Great Millstone Camp. Come back at you, Lord will, with the edifying lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Lord will. It is edifying, Lord will. It is straight to the point. And I was just meditating, on the things that, we see every day. The Spirit's been, on me to, really get into Esau, Edom, man. As the scriptures say, he is the border of wickedness, right? That's Malachi 1 and 4, right? Esau, Edom, right? Which we know today is the self-proclaimed so-called white man, the physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan, is the wicked, right? He's the one that's been pushing all different types of wickedness in the earth, and then turning around blaming other people, right? Turning around and making, really us, right, the Israelites, the face of all the crime, the face of all the evil, while he gets to sit back, and avoid, just a just punishment, right? A just treatment, right? For having pushed, the wickedness, for having pushed evil in the earth, man. Jake catches the brunt of all that. This damn devil. The scriptures say that he's not in trouble as other men. So he's not gonna, he doesn't. For a long time, right? Esau hasn't faced any kind of opposition, or been treated, like shit. He's been, as the scriptures say, right? He fared sumptuously. That's that Wisdom of Solomon, the 2nd chapter. Luke the 16th chapter, where it talks about, Lazarus and the rich man, right? Esau being the rich man, right? Us, right? The Israelites being, being Lazarus, right? In that parable, we've been, poor and constantly tormented, right? We've, been on bottom, being drugged through the shit, while this damn devil gets to sit up on high, and not really have to deal with much, man. Right, Jake is constantly being, sick, right, eating all the different foods that Esau has, ultimately contaminated and pushed, and Esau will throw a fucking, non-GMO fucking sticker on there, but in reality, it's fucking GMO. When we eat it, it fucking tears us down. But when this damn devil eats, right, he don't eat the GMO shit, man. He gets to eat shit that is decent. Within his own kingdom, man, which we call queendom. Esau actually gets to, and even a lot of these lower level regular peon Edomites, man. I was driving to work today, man, and part of the the freeway was, cut down, man. So I had to hop on the, the actual streets rather than the freeway, and I'm driving through, what do they call, middle class Edomite neighborhoods, man, here in Arizona. And shit, man, they don't look too bad, man. You don't got all the fucking homeless and, the druggies. You ain't got all the, the corner stores, the liquor stores, and this, that, and the third in there. Right, you got green grass, right? A lot of shit, it actually looks nice, man. And I was surprised I had the actual, that white picket fence, that white picket fence. So Esau, even right now, right, even with prices going up, yeah, you see a lot of videos, Edomites, wigging out and whatnot. And that's it's not like their whole savings, and whatnot is just being completely depleted, right? These damn devils still got, the higher positions within these jobs, man. A lot of these Edomites, they still got, credit cards and, different bank accounts that they can tap into, go get loans and this, that, and the third, while Jake's sitting here fucked, man. With how the economy's going, now, and then on top of that, they're taking away food stamps, right? They're taking away, with Jake, relies a lot on those things, man. Now we understand that a lot of these Edomites, they're on welfare and food stamps as well, right? A large portion of them, actually a large portion of those that are on the, the food stamps or welfare, is Edomites, but still, Esau still, isn't doing as bad as Jake, But hey, man, all that shit's coming to an end, right? The scriptures say in Deuteronomy 30th chapter, the 7th verse, that all these curses that, came upon us, and they're going to be put upon our enemies, man. Right? And we know that our number one enemy, right, is the Edomite, man. Right? Going all the way back to, Jacob and Esau, right? Even before that, right? Going back to Cain and Abel. That spirit that, is on, or was in Cain, is in Esau today. Right? All these Edomites, man, and it's being shown more and more. Right? As the days go on, right, it's being proven time and time again who the Edomites are, who the wicked is, right? Who our enemy is, right? And it's the Edomites, man. The enemy of the Israelites, right? Which today will be the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, right? The enemy of the Israelites, right, as well as the Israelite foreigners, right, which are Israelites that have been scattered into all, all the different nations, right, throughout time began to look like, those nations, right, but yet through the lineage of their father are Israelites, right. Our enemy is the Edomites, man, right, as well as the other nations, but mainly the Edomites, right. In every movie, in every story, there's a protagonist and there's an antagonist, right. The protagonists are the good guys, right, which are the Israelites, right. The antagonists are the bad guys, which are the Edomites, arch nemesis, man. And see, again, right, going back to the point I really wanted to make, this damn devil has been, sitting on top for a long period of time, man, but soon he's coming down. He's going to be brought down, right? He's going to be in torment, right? He's going to be in pain. He's going to be the one that's sitting on bottom, man. We can't wait for that, man. And again, right, for you simple ass Israelites, man, when I say, oh, we can't wait, no, we're gonna wait, as the Lord said, wait upon him till he rise up to the prayer. So we're gonna wait, we're gonna sit here and we're gonna continue to trust and believe in Yahweh Shem El Shai, right, all the way into the end, Lord will, man. We're not going to sit here and pick up arms ourselves, man. We're going to wait for Yahweh Shai. We're going to sit back and we're going to wait. So when I say, oh, we can't wait, it's a figure of speech, man. Right? Ultimately making the point that we want this bitch to go down fast, man. So we can be in rulership, man. So we can put these damn devils, right, in slavery. Right? Because that's what's coming for them, man. Right, you read in Obadiah, I went into it, my last, my Sunday street ministry, went into the book of Obadiah, right, which is just one chapter, man, but it ultimately goes in, on the, the downfall, right, and the eradication of the Edomites, man, Obadiah verse 10, right, tells you for thy violence against thy brother Jacob, man, meaning because you, sat here and stole all our, really everything, right? You look up all the different so-called black inventions, right? There's almost damn near everything that we fucking can think of, man. Was invented by the Israelites, man. But yet Esau over here claims that, and then he catch it, he goes and trademarks the invention. Right, so if anybody tries to, create anything, similar to it, he can sit there and sue them, right, as if he's the one that created it. He can sit here and get, reap the proceeds, right, and rewards of creating said thing, whatever it may be, You know? So he gets to sit here and be on top and not really have to deal with any kind of opposition, you know, and live luxuriously, you know. But hey, again, that's coming to an end, right? Esau's luxuries in his life is going to be taken from him, man. You know, because as we see right here, you know, which is a beautiful, you know, AI picture, you know, of a depiction, right, of Yahawashi, right? We'll know what he truly looks like, you know, when he comes back, right? And we see him, right? Scriptures say that every eye shall see him, Revelations 1:7, you know. But you know, it's a beautiful depiction, right, of you know, what Yahawashi would look like, man. You know, but as you see right here, it says Esau, right? He has Esau in his hands, man. You know, he got an angry look. Hey, because the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai said he's not at all going to quit the wicked, man. So even though you sitting here, right, sitting up on top, and you know you're in rulership, right, and you think that the Lord's on your side because he's allowing you to sit here and you know, further your NWO. Hey, but see, the Lord got you in a trick bag, man. You know, the Lord is about to, you know, really, you know, flip the script on you Edomites, man. You know, and it's going to be a beautiful thing, man, because we're going to be able to see it. You know, what does it say? It says in Psalms, the 91st chapter, right, that we're going to see the reward of the wicked. And we understand that the wicked is Esau, Edom. Right? We understand that 2/3 of, you know, the Israelites here in America, right, are wicked as well, right? And the Lord, you know, the Lord's going to allow us to, you know, to see their reward as well, right, in the coming days, right? Jacob's trouble, you know, World War III, right, where they're going to be destroyed as well, you know, in those last two major prophecies, right? But you know, we're really looking forward to, you know, Esau, right, being put to death, man, and seeing his reward, because he's the one that ultimately put, you know, our people in this mindset, man. You know, as it says in Psalms, the 83rd chapter, right, he did, you know, did everything, right, and has done everything, continues to do everything that he can so that the name of Israel be no more in remembrance, man. You know, via what, man? Taking the man out the home, right, which is supposed to be the, you know, the guide, the main guide of the home, the main teacher of the home, right? Ultimately, GMO foods, right, which destroys your body, destroys your mind, you know, it destroys the earth, you know. So we can't get good food. Makes these different laws and regulations and policies that, oh no, you can't collect rainwater, you can't, you know, collect this, you can't do this, you can't do that, you know, which are good for you. Right? He ultimately, you know, brainwash our people to think that weeds, you know, are bad, right? Daisies, dandelions, you know, nettle, and all this other stuff, man. Milk thistle, right? He calls those things, you know, ultimately weeds, man. You know, but they're herbs, right? The things that we, you know, we use to heal our body, heal our minds, right? Wounds and so on and so forth, man. So Esau, did a number on Israel. And this is why Israel is in the position, you know, that they're in now, man, being so fucking stupid and dumbed down. You know, now, you know, going back to, you know, the original reason, right? Because we fucked up, but hey, scriptures say that Esau forwarded the affliction and did more than he was supposed to do, man. You know, and he's going to have to pay for that. You know, who else is going to have to pay for it, man? You know, and I've made that, you know, this statement, you know, time and time again recently, that if the Lord fucked Israel up, the apple of his eye, what the hell do you think that, you know, the Lord's going to do to you? Right? You Edomites, man. What do you think the Lord finna do to you, man? If the Lord is willing to jack up the apple of his eye, his chosen nation, his inheritance, right, which is the Israelites, you know, and put us at the very bottom, what is he going to do to a nation that the Lord considers the base of all men, right, the lowest of the low? He only put you damn devils on top, right, to punish us, but see, you did more than you were fucking supposed to, man. You finna catch an ass whooping, man. You know, and I love that parable, you know, Lazarus and the rich man. You know, because it just shows you, like, the Lord is going to recompense this damn devil. And see, he's not going to get no mercy, man. Right? James 2 and 13. You know, he shall have judgment without mercy to him that have shown no mercy. He ain't showing no mercy, man. Right? At these job sites where, you know, I just got off the job site, man. You know, I'm pretty sure I just deciphered, you know, the little head, you know, back of the hand to your forehead fucking salute that, you know, the general foreman ultimately gives to, you know, these young apprentices, you know, which one I found out one of the apprentices, his dad runs the company, you know, so that's why he gets to, you know, do whatever the hell he wants. Again, further proof that these damn devils, man, they're not in trouble as other men. You know, they get to do whatever the fuck they want. But see, Jake got to work his ass off, man. You know, that same GF, right, fucking around and told me, you know, halfway through the day, oh, we got to do this, that, and the third. We got to have it done by the end of the day. And knowing damn well that shit was going to be almost impossible. And we didn't get it done. You know? But yet them fucking goddamn, you know, Edomite kids, again, one of them, you know, dad being, you know, the running the company, hey, they were bullshitting all day, you know, not having to do fucking shit, in a buggy, driving around the job site, not doing a fucking thing, man. You know, we can't wait for these damn, because they gonna be fucking working the hardest, man. These Edomites are finna be put to work, man. See, and I like making this comparison, man. Jake, you know, in these prisons, man, they're locked inside a fucking square box, 23 hours a fucking day. You know, Jake can sleep all day, work out, do whatever. You know, we know what the fuck goes on in those damn prisons and whatnot. But see, Esau, what's gonna happen to you is you're gonna be working 23 hours a day, 1 hour of sleep, man. You're gonna be outside in that fucking field, you know, doing the hardest fucking job, turning big rocks into small rocks and small rocks into littler rocks, right? And then turning the man, I can't even speak, man. The littler rocks into sand, you know, and it better be fucking perfect, man. You know, type shit, man. We gonna fucking, you damn devils got it coming, man. You know, you damn devils got it coming. And man, the scriptures say, man, in Isaiah the 62nd chapter, you know, give him no rest, right? Give who no rest? Give the Lord Yahweh, through his only beloved begotten son, Yahweh Shai, no rest. Give him no rest till they make Jerusalem a praise in the earth. Right? Meaning he turned everything completely upside down. Yahweh Shai crack the sky, take this damn devil down, you know, establish a righteous rulership, which is to rule forever, you know, and we be on top and we put those damn devils in captivity. That's what we should be praying for every single day, man. Every single freaking day. You know? Because it's like, fuck this place, man. Fuck this devil and fuck this place. You know? The scriptures talk about they love not their lives unto death. Right? We hate this fucking place, man. Right? We hate being in servitude unto this damn devil. Right? We hate that, you know, he thinks he's just so much fucking better than us, man. When this damn devil can't do shit. Right? You try to give these Edomites a job to do, man, and they just fuck it up. You know, I've dealt with too many of these older Edomites, man, and they just fucking scatterbrain. You know, I had an Edomite tell me that our GF, who's an Edomite, is fucking scatterbrain. It's like they know. You know, they know they can't do shit, man. They know they can't do shit right, man. You know? And here they are trying to get rid of Jake, man. This is gonna be an experiment, man. Let these damn devils, you know, go on their own, you know, fucking island type shit by themselves and see if shit gets done right. Nothing will get done right, man. Not a single thing will get done right. They probably would have either killed each other or eaten each other or did some nasty freaky shit to each other and caught some type of fucking diseases and shit, and they all would eventually fucking die. Either way it happened, ain't shit getting done right, and everybody's gonna die. That's how these damn devils are, man. And that's why they gotta be ruled over, right? They have no order, right? Look at the place, you know, look at America now, right? Scripture saying, what is that, Jeremiah, it's like a Job 10 and 22, Or Job 10 and 20, right? A land without order, man. A land of darkness, man, confusion, right? America, right, aka Babylon, right? The root word of Babylon is Babel, which means confusion. America's confusion, man. You know, it's because of who's in power, man. You know, sowing confusion in the world. You know, these people gotta go, man. You know, and this was just, you know, a spiritual rant. You know, just, you know, meditating on Esau, man. These damn devils gotta fucking go, man. Esau, man. You know. But Lord will, man, if we know what's edifying, Lord will, straight to the point. I'm gonna give all praise, honor, glory to Yahweh Shem El Shai. Till next time, let's say shalom.